Jack vs Pickle Round 3 in 2024. They are both here facing one another for the first time in 14 years of the BAKI manga. But it's a little strange. Jack sees Pickle, lays eyes upon him, doesn't enter a rage-like fit. He approaches him slowly and hugs him, saying, "All this time, Pickle, I've been thinking about you," which gives us a clue to a key reason for Jack's development. I mentioned in my previous video how Jack has really only thanked Motobe for the evolution into his Gyardao. While it seems like more so than Motobe, he's been basing himself off Pickle. Just consider Jack's height surgeries he's continued to do and how buff he's actually became. You can even compare him to Pickle in this panel here. It seems like Jack is now indeed taller and potentially even more buff. When Pickle initially returned to the series with his new design, he looked more buff in these panels than what he does here, but perhaps that's just how big Jack is. He makes even Pickle look a little bit small now, so times have definitely changed quite a bit. Additionally, when looking at Jack's entire physique currently, a major part that's gone through quite the development which connects to his biting power is the size of his neck. An aspect that is one of Pickle's strongest suits and what makes him so dangerous, how hard Pickle is to knock out due to the thickness and monstrous nature of his neck. Perhaps Jack has been trying to pretty much make himself built like Pickle, viewing Pickle as the perfect specimen when it comes to physique, and then using the developments in the modern world when it comes to martial arts to enhance his abilities, and then on top of all of that, the titanium teeth and how he's viewed or known as the biting cyborg in the series. Once again, connecting to Jack's willingness to do anything to gain strength, to do anything to win. So considering what happened right here, I wonder how Pickle's going to actually take it. I've gone over in previous videos how it's a possibility that Pickle has changed to a degree, how he's pretty much integrating in society now. Even in this chapter, he's referred to as a homeless man. Pickle really is moving up in the world, still eating whatever animal he can get his hands on, not being picky, only eating dinosaur meat or one strong enough to be compared to dinosaurs. Pickle's down for anything, which is a cool development, and just walking alongside the rest of humanity like he belongs. With this being the first time he's ran into one of the BAKI fighters that he's faced in the past since the Musashi arc, so naturally he was quite shocked, especially considering it's Jack, one of two characters who made Pickle pretty much fear for his life due to viewing him as this wasp. Also freaking out because Jack came back, that ghost-like aura about him. Now he has returned again. I wonder if Pickle remembers him. That would be pretty interesting, and I think he does, considering these panels of Pickle being quite shocked, stunned to a high degree, and even more so when Pickle was actually hugged by Jack here. Very different to getting a almighty uppercut. Therefore, I would say it is a possibility we won't be getting this fight right now, and that Pickle won't want to fight Jack, and potentially Jack won't want to fight Pickle, but I highly doubt that. Also considering we recently got cucked out of the fight between Jack and Yujiro, all of that stuff being used as build up for their eventual clash probably at the end of the arc at this point. I think we deserve a crazy fight, and if it's Pickle now, hype is going to go through the roof, but I do wonder how it's going to actually start. There are a lot of possibilities, so let me know your thoughts down below. Something important we need to discuss now is how we actually got here with both of the characters and why this moment is truly so cool. Since last time Pickle faced Jack, he had a fight with BAKI HANMA, receiving quite a beating throughout, but technically coming out on top at the end, now being free to roam Japan. He was then humbled by the enraged HANMA after trying to get involved in a simple father-son fight. He then faced a monster deemed as the strongest from the past, that being of course Musashi Miyamoto, where our boy got sliced quite a bit. bit, seeing something from the Sword Demon that put the Dino Boy in his most feared state he's ever been before, all we could do was run right into the hands of the god of that arc. Additionally, did you know Jack was actually watching that fight, being the last time he saw Pickle until now? You could even say, since Pickle lost his ear to Jack Hanma, he hasn't really been having a good time in this new world. He did however have some other type of fun with Masashi Miyamoto before disappearing, so that's something. Then a few years go by when it comes to the Baki manga's serialization, finally returning in the last chapter of Baki Dao 2018 to of course reveal his glorious bulk and what he's now become. Jack on the other hand has gone through some tough times, especially after being destroyed by Pickle twice back then. He proceeded to watch Baki vs Yujiro on TV, screaming with rage. He increased his height again and tried facing Masashi like everyone else, but didn't even get the chance as Motobe got in his way, losing his teeth and pride once again, disappearing overseas to go through his ultimate training arc, creating his very own martial art, Gao Dao, the way of the biting, to perhaps win the next kissing match with Pickle, which we could be getting now, with it looking like he went through his own bulk, which succeeded as well, being happy with his height, size and abilities, solely seeking to perfect his new martial art, and of course be recognized as the strongest creature, which if you think about it, does involve Pickle quite a bit. Back during his arc, Yujiro said he would face the winner of Baki vs Pickle, having his own clash with Oliver for I guess some prep, revealing that he thinks Baki won the fight as he made the beast use modern techniques, not just raw strength to win, while dominating Pickle when using techniques himself, while Oliver was saying Pickle won due to the end result. But technically the ogre beat up Mr. Unchained, so I guess he was right. Very logical Baki logic, I'm sure all of you can agree. Therefore, you could view Pickle as perhaps a gatekeeper to see who's worthy of fighting Yujiro. But now, coming back to Jack, after returning as new, he proceeded to beat Sukune, pretty much the protagonist at that time, this sword dude who Masashi Miyamoto also clowned on, Kosho Shinogi, who got a lot of build up for himself, even having a close fight against Orochi, or at least a sparring match, and pretty much called out everyone else to fight. Recently in Baki Rahen, we've seen various interactions between Jack and Yujiro, building up their fight to a pretty high degree now, bringing us to current Baki Rahen, Jack and Pickle together looking at each other in the street. So yes, there is one major concern if Jack does fight Pickle now. Let's say the Hanma wins and proves that he's stronger than Pickle. That would make a lot of the other fighters he's called out seem like filler fights to a degree. Of course, this will be due to most of the fandom ranking Pickle above them fighters, pretty much everyone outside of Baki and Yujiro still. You could say fighters like Motobe will remain interesting due to that being a rematch for Jack, and of course all of his insane showings in the Masashi arc and his importance to the creation of current Jack. And maybe some of the other fighters like Katsumi, considering he now has Retsu's arm and has crazy potential. But if I'm being honest, I don't really care about all of that. The fact that we could be getting Jack vs Pickle now is more than enough and I am insanely hyped. Also, did you know Baki was the second most watched anime globally on Netflix last year? Only losing out to Netflix, which is insanely crazy. Big up to the Baki fandom. Now, if you mad lads watching want some useful products while supporting the channel and getting a discount, check out Gamersubs in the description. I'm sure there'll be something for you legends. Shout out to these members, the mad lads. Thanks for watching. That's it guys. Peace.